Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I want to talk about the very hot topic in the UK at the moment of the Union Jack and the St George's flag. Now, I'm going to start this video today by telling you a little bit about a story that I heard about 3 weeks ago that I haven't even spoke about, although I was going to come on, and since then it seems like all the flags are going up here, there and everywhere in the UK. I think they call it the colours, seeing all the colours, which is amazing. Obviously I live in Spain, but I'm watching it very rigidly on YouTube, seeing lots of things. Lots of my friends are sending me photographs that look, this is the town that's close to me, this is just around the corner to my house, loads of flags and Union Jacks and everything up. Really amazing that people are so proud of their country, you know, where they're from, proud to display the, you know, the flag of their country. Now this brings me on to a little subject. So about 3 weeks ago, a friend of mine, Gary, his name is, lives out in Spain. He said to me, Dan, I've just had a phone call from my friend and I'm livid. I said, go on, tell me about it. And I did ask him if I could repeat this story online. He said, yes, that would be fine. His friend that is involved in the story also knows that I'm going to do this video and he's fine about it as well. So his name is Dean, the guy. He lives in South Essex, and recently he was, obviously it's been quite warm in the UK. He put up a, he was trying to fill through his, he's got the slat blinds in his bedroom, you know, where the, you know, you pull a little cord and it moves the slats. He had one of those blinds in his bedroom and he was pushing through to get to the fan light of his bedroom to open up the window, obviously to let a bit of heat out, a bit of fresh air in. And he broke the blind. You know how sometimes they sort of snap or break down or whatever. Anyway, took the blind down and he looked around because obviously he didn't want to be woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning when the sun come up. So he looked around and found a Union Jack flag that he had downstairs, and it was, just by sheer chance, the exact same size as the window. So he decided that he was going to put that up, sellotaped it to the window and went to bed, thought no more of it. 2 days later, he gets a knock on the door from a lady. Shall we say that not a British lady. Now, I don't particularly know where she was from, her origin, her background. I don't know anything about it because we didn't get into that. But someone knocked on the door and said, you need to remove that flag because it's offending me. Obviously, there was a bit of an argument, a few choice words both ways, as I understand it. She even went as far as to use the R word. Now, obviously, we have to be a bit careful what we say on YouTube, but I'm sure most people will understand what I mean when I say that. Now, obviously there was an argument. She was told effectively to clear off and thought no more of it. 2 days later, he notices a guy at the end of his driveway taking photographs of his house and the Union Jack, of course. Now, the guy had the little necklace on with the little ID badge, so I'm guessing it's either the police or the council. Now, will he get a fine? Will he get told to remove it? I don't know. It's in his house, in his property. Now, under, I think it's Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, which covers the UK as well, you are entitled to freedom of expression. Now, freedom of expression also includes flags as well. So he's entitled to fly that flag as long as it's not blocking signage, causing an obstruction, stuff like that. So you couldn't put it on a, as I understand it, you couldn't put it on a road sign, or you couldn't put it, for argument's sake, over the street name. That sort of stuff is not allowed. But you are allowed to fly the flag under your Human Rights Act, Article 10, which I applaud everyone to go over and you know, check out. Just go over and do your own research on it. You never know, it might come in handy in the future. Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, freedom of expression. Now, as it's still there, the flag, as I understand, he hasn't heard from the council. I will update if anything does happen on that. But he has got a right to put that flag there, and why shouldn't he? I mean, I love seeing all these, you know, paintings on the roundabouts. There's even like a St George's flag that I've seen that was on the back of a speed camera. Just amazing. I mean, why shouldn't people be completely proud? Now, my next door neighbour here, I don't get on with. They've got a dog the size of a T-Rex, and they leave this dog outside 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It barks at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not a little yap, it's not a little chihuahua. This thing, you know, the ground shakes when it barks. Police have spoken to them on several occasions. They've been fined a couple of times as well. That's nothing to do with where I am with this, but they've got a huge Spanish flag outside. Does that offend me? Absolutely not. Let's remember, right? I'm in Spain. I'm in their country. This is Spain, not England. If I've got any problems or if I'm offended in any way, shape or form, I just need to leave the country, don't I? If it offends me being in Spain, now bear in mind, Spain has given me an amazing place to live with Carter and Sophie. It's given me an amazing life out here. Don't get me wrong, I'm here legally. I employ Spanish people in my businesses here. And, you know, I pay my fair share of taxes here as well as the UK. Because a lot of people do criticise me, you know, you're living in Spain now. It's nothing to do with you what goes on in the UK. Well, I still pay heavy amounts of taxes in the UK, let me promise you. But they've got a Spanish flag up and it doesn't offend me whatsoever. In fact, I'd be more than happy to fly a Spanish flag on my property with a Union Jack. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. Why should the country that I'm living in offend me by them people, Spanish people, putting up a Spanish flag? It doesn't. In fact, it fills my heart. It really does. I absolutely love seeing it. It's on roundabouts, it's on, you know, buildings, government buildings. They don't worry. It's a Spanish flag and they're proud of it, and so they should be. So they should be. But like I say, this situation with my friend Gary, whose friend Dean, I don't know the outcome of it, but he has definitely got the right to keep that there. As far as graffitiing and bits and bobs like that, I don't know how that works, but as far as putting a Spanish flag up on your private property, if you own the house, so if it's a freehold property, it's on a mortgage or whatever, you own the house, you've got the right to show the flag. If it's a rented property, you have to, as I understand, get the permission to show the flag from the freeholder or the leaseholder who owns the lease of the property. That's it. But I definitely make sure you go over and check out your rights, and if you get any problems at all, you can always refer back to that. As I understand, it's law, it's enforceable, so, you know, there you have it. I've got Sophie and Sophie's brother and sister over at the moment. They're staying with us for a few days, and they've just jumped out of the pool, so they've gone in now. I was going to introduce you to the channel. I've done a little video on Santander with the recent update. If you haven't seen that already, it was posted recently. Go and have a little look at that, because we're still getting nowhere with Santander. And I've also got another video coming out in the next couple of days. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Please like, please comment. I always try and reply to as many comments as I possibly can. And yeah, share the page whenever you can. Just helps out, you know, helps me out to grow it. The algorithms, people seeing it, stuff like that. Thanks very much for joining me about the flag. Make sure you fly it with pride. Speak to you soon, guys.